Have you ever lain awake at night, staring at the ceiling, as your mind replays a single moment over and over? A decision you didn't make, a word you didn't say, an opportunity you let pass. And in the silence of that night, a quiet ache grows in your chest. A whisper of what if, a shadow of if only. That feeling, so heavy, so intimate, it has a name: regret. Regret is one of the most deeply human emotions. It's a companion to choice, a mirror to our past, a haunting echo of paths not taken. We all feel it, yet rarely do we talk about it. We bury it. We mask it with distractions. But what if I told you that regret isn't just about pain? What if regret has a purpose? What if it's not a weakness, but a sign that we care, that we dream, that we're still growing? This video is a journey into the psychology of regret, why it hurts, what it reveals, and how it might just be the most important emotion we're not paying attention to. Regret isn't just an emotion. It's a complex psychological response, born from the crossroads of choice and consequence. It arises when we look back on a decision we've made, or a chance we never took, and think, I should have known better. I could have done more. It's not the same as guilt. Guilt whispers, I did something wrong. But regret is more personal. Regret says, I could have done better. At its core, regret involves self-blame, deep reflection, and a longing to rewrite the past. It activates the orbitofrontal cortex and the anterior cingulate cortex, regions in the brain tied to evaluating choices, managing emotions, and imagining different outcomes. In a way, regret is the brain trying to simulate an alternate version of reality, a better version, one where we made the right call, where the loss never happened, where we became who we were supposed to be. And that's why it stings. Because it's not just about what we did, it's about what we believe we should have done. Studies show that people regret inaction far more than action, especially as time passes. In a groundbreaking study, psychologist Thomas Gilovich found that over 75% of people's most enduring regrets are about the chances they didn't take, not the mistakes they made. This is called the inaction effect. It reveals something profound. We are more haunted by the things we never did, the words we never said, the dreams we never chased, than the failures we experienced trying. Why? Because over time the sting of action dulls. A failed relationship, a bad decision, a wrong career move, these eventually blend into the background noise of our life. But inaction? Missed opportunities stay sharp. They remain untouched, perfect in our minds, because they never had the chance to go wrong. They become mythologized as the better life we could have had. Neuroscientifically, this connects to our brain's ability to simulate alternate realities, a process often referred to as counterfactual thinking. When we regret, especially inaction, we don't just remember, we recreate. The brain activates regions like the orbitofrontal cortex and anterior cingulate cortex, which help us imagine what could have been and judge our decisions. We perform mental time travel. We revisit that moment. We rerun the scenario. We edit it perfectly. And then we sit with it, knowing it never happened. It's why someone might still ache about not speaking up in a meeting 5 years ago, or not telling someone how they really felt, or not applying for that opportunity because they were afraid. Regret becomes a loop, a quiet reel of what-ifs that plays over and over again. It doesn't just reflect pain, it reflects potential. But here's the twist. That same regret, if we understand it, can be a compass, a map of our values, a guide to what truly matters to us. Because we don't regret everything. We regret the things that mattered, that held emotional weight, that aligned with our dreams. So perhaps regret is not just a wound, it's also a whisper, a nudge from our deeper self saying, next time, choose differently. Children feel regret. Teens drown in it. But the regrets of a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old sound very different. Young adults often regret impulsive actions, words said in anger, relationships lost, opportunities ignored. These regrets are tied to identity formation, career choices, and social belonging. In a world that constantly urges quick choices, their regrets are loud, emotional, and immediate. Older adults, in contrast, tend to regret inactions, paths not taken, dreams deferred, connections never pursued. Studies show that as people age, their regrets become less about what they did and more about what they didn't do. According to a meta-analysis by Rose and Somerville, the top 6 life domains people regret most are education, career, romance, parenting, self-improvement, leisure. And those regrets tend to surface most when the opportunity to change is gone. For example, missing a chance to study abroad at 22 can haunt someone for decades. But failing to make time for loved ones? That regret only deepens with every missed birthday, every silent goodbye. The emotional weight of regret also intensifies with age. Why? Because older adults often have less time or fewer resources to rewrite the story. So regret evolves. It doesn't just stay, it ages with us. It changes shape, grows heavier or lighter, depending on the choices we make, and the ones we never did. Regret isn't just negative. It has 2 faces, one destructive, one transformative. Destructive regret is the kind that keeps you stuck. It replays the past in a continuous loop. What if I had said something? What if I had stayed? It paralyzes. It blurs your sense of time. Days feel the same when you're trapped in yesterday. This form of regret can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, even depression. It convinces you that the past defines the future, that one wrong move has set the course of your life. It becomes a mental jail with invisible bars. But then there's reflective regret, the kind that asks, what can I learn from this? It's not about beating yourself up, it's about building yourself forward. Studies by researchers like Neil Rose suggest that people who reflect on regret constructively are more resilient and adaptive. They don't just ruminate, they recalibrate. Regret in this form becomes a compass. It points to what truly matters to us. It reveals our values. If you regret not standing up for someone, maybe justice matters to you. If you regret letting someone go, maybe love matters more than pride. Reflective regret shapes identity. It sharpens clarity. It doesn't erase the past, but it ensures it wasn't wasted. Because from the ashes of what could have been rises the question, what will I do now? Not everyone regrets the same way. Regret is shaped by culture, values, and environment. In collectivist cultures, like many in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, regret often centers around family, duty, and communal expectations. A person might regret not fulfilling their role as a parent, sibling, or child, or choosing a path that disappointed elders, even if it brought personal happiness. In individualistic cultures, like the US or much of Western Europe, regret leans toward personal ambition, missed opportunities, or freedom forsaken. It's about not chasing the dream, not taking the risk, or losing oneself in routine. But there's a modern layer now, social media. We scroll through curated highlight reels, weddings, promotions, perfect vacations, and begin to regret not just our choices, but our entire trajectory. This phenomenon is called comparative regret. It's not rooted in what we truly wanted, but in what we think we should want, because we saw someone else have it. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok have blurred the line between inspiration and envy. We're haunted not only by our past decisions, but by the imagined lives we might have lived, if only we were someone else. Regret, once private and internal, is now public. So, how do we live with regret? How do we stop it from drowning us? Step 1. Reframe the narrative. You're not the same person who made that decision. That version of you acted with the knowledge, emotions, and limitations they had. Growth means realizing that, and showing compassion to your former self. Step 2. Forgive yourself. Self-forgiveness isn't about letting go of responsibility. It's about releasing the weight that keeps you frozen. Studies in self-compassion show it leads to increased resilience, not complacency. Step 3. Act forward. Use regret as fuel. It can become a powerful feedback loop, guiding better choices, clearer boundaries, deeper priorities. Turning "I should have" into "next time I will." Step 4. Limit comparisons. Your journey is uniquely yours. Every path you didn't take was paved with unknowns too. Comparison is the thief not just of joy, but of peace. Regret isn't the enemy. Stagnation is. Regret can be painful, but it can also be proof that you cared. It means you had dreams. You still do. And that's where hope begins. Regret is painful, but it's also proof that you care. It means your choices matter. It means your life has weight, significance. Neuroscientists say that regret isn't just emotional, it's evolutionary. It evolved to help us learn from our mistakes, to survive, to improve. The discomfort we feel is our mind's way of telling us, you're capable of better. So the next time regret whispers, "What if?" ask it back, "What now?" Because what now brings you back to the present, back to action, back to growth. Psychologist Janet Landman said, "Regret is insight that arrives a little too late. But even late insight is still insight. It's never too late to pivot, to act, to forgive, to try again." So don't run from regret. Sit with it. Listen to it. Learn from it. And then, let it push you forward. That's it for this video. We've journeyed through the depths of regret. What it is, why it hurts, and how it can guide us. If it resonated with you, let it sit with you for a while. Let it shape the next choice you make. If you enjoy videos that make you think deeper, feel stronger, and grow wiser, you're in the right place. We create content that doesn't just inform, but transforms. So if that speaks to you, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And, hey, don't forget to like the video. It helps more thoughtful minds like yours find their way here. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Stay human.